Hi guys, welcome back. So today I have this bright turquoise summery makeup look. We'll just go with that. I was actually cleaning out my drawers, my makeup drawers down here. I found this really pretty like turquoisey color and I was feeling very inspired. And with summer right around the corner, I just decided to go with it. So this is what I have and stay tuned for the video. Okay, so first let me get all my stuff together because I am a little hot mess over here. This is the Sigma E40. It's like the best blending brush of all time. It is like literally my favorite. And I have tried other blending brushes and none of them compare to this. Like, I don't even think I'll ever use another blending brush ever again. I'm not even interested in trying new brushes anymore. But it's just this big fluffy brush. We're going to take this peachy shade. We're going to use this as the transition shade. And it's just this really nice, light, peachy color. It's so pretty. Perfect for a transition shade. So another thing I like about this color is if you're done with your eyeshadow and you feel like you have harsh lines or you need to like diffuse the color a little bit more, this is like perfect to diffuse harsh lines. It is seriously so pretty. It just like, I don't know what it does. Like, it just completes me. That's the only thing I can say. I can't do my makeup without this sometimes. So this is just going right above the crease. And another thing I've noticed as I've gotten older, this is so depressing. This eye is now my bad eye. This eye sags a little bit more right in here. It's not as lifted as it used to be. And so I kind of have to like fake a crease because this eye is more like saggy, which is so depressing. So I'll go apply the color like I typically would. Like I'll blend it through this whole area. And then just on this outer corner where my eye sags a little bit more, I kind of just have to like round it right here because my old ass is starting to get saggy and wrinkly. So next I'm going to take Nylon by MAC, and this is the best inner corner and brow highlight of all time. I'm probably going to say that about a lot of things actually, but this is this is literally the best. It is so freaking pretty. I used to use Venus from the Naked Basics palette and I started to run out of it. Like, I'm almost out. You can see that I've already hit pan. And I was starting to get nervous because I was like, what am I going to do? Because they don't make this shade. Like, these are such first world problems. They don't make this shade separately. It's only in this palette. And I have like went on this journey looking for a brow highlight and an inner corner highlight to replace this one. I've literally tried so many, like I've tried drugstore ones, high-end ones, nothing would compare. And there's not a MAC near me. The only MAC, there's a MAC store, very inconvenient for me to get to it. And they don't sell like these single pans. They don't sell these at like the MACs at the mall. I have to go to like an actual MAC store. And I wanted this eyeshadow so freaking bad. I was like, I had to have it because I had tried it once and it was just incredible. But I didn't want to buy the one in the container because I put everything in a Z palette. So if it doesn't come in a pan, I'm not going to buy it. And I finally made my way to the store and I got this beautiful baby and I'm so obsessed with it. Like, I seriously don't think I can live without it. I don't even use the Urban Decay one anymore because I'm so stuck on Nylon. And this is an Eco Tools brush. I've probably had this for like 5 years. That's going to be the theme of all my brushes. I've had them for like years and years and years. I don't even know, like at this point, where some of them are from. All the names have rubbed off because I've had them for so long and I'm just like stuck on them. So I don't know what this is technically like defined as. And like what's sad is like this comes off because it's so old and it's so worn and I refuse to replace it because I love this brush so much. So I use this to highlight my brow. I'm going to use mostly colors from this palette, and ever since I got it, this has been a bad habit of mine that I'm only using this palette, and I need to stop because all my pictures that I'm posting on Instagram is like, Morphe 35-hour palette, Morphe 35-hour palette. There's like no variety. But this is what I'm going to be using today just because it's so appropriate for what I need. Like I really needed a lot of like different browns, and instead of dipping into like my Z palette or using shadows from different palettes, I kind of just wanted to stick to like one. So in case anybody wants to try this, instead of going out and buying all different like browns, I just wanted to keep it simple. So I'm going to use this. And this has like every single brown that you would ever need. And this palette is so affordable. I think this thing was like 20 bucks, and there's a million coupon codes. There's a million coupon codes out there that you can use to knock off a couple of dollars. So freaking good. This is like, I actually like this more than the 350 palette. This is it. It's just like anything you could ever want if you're a warm neutrals girl like me. So like I said, this is my new obsession. I'm having a hard time not using it, but for this makeup tutorial, I just wanted to make it convenient for others. In case they do want to try this look, you don't have to go and buy all these like separate eyeshadows. You can just buy this beautiful thing and it'll do the same thing. We're gonna go into this color right here, and it's just like a camel color, and I'm gonna use this It Cosmetics. This is a new brush for me. I actually just got this from a friend of mine, and if you can tell, it's already dirty because I did one eye. It works really well for this like inner crease part. If you want to put a color right under your transition shade, this is perfect for that. It reminds me a lot of the E25 from Sigma. I was actually stuck on this brush for like years. This one has replaced it, and they're pretty different. They're the same like shape-wise. It's just that the Sigma one is more natural hair and this is more synthetic. For the crease, I really don't like synthetic brushes, which is what's surprising why I like this brush so much, because it's actually taken the place of the Sigma one. I don't know what it is. I mean, I guess maybe it's not synthetic. I don't know. I've actually done no research on this brush. I just started using it. It's so dirty right now, I can't tell. It looks like the top of the bristles are white, so maybe it is a natural hair brush. I don't know, but this is a lot more stiff. The It Cosmetics one, the Sigma one is very like fluffy and loose, and it really diffuses the color very well. So like I said, I'm surprised that I actually like the It Cosmetics one, but I do. I actually love it, and it's replaced the Sigma one for me at this current moment. That could change because I'm crazy and I change my mind all the time about things. So we're just going to dip into that camel color and flick off the excess. I'm going to go right under our transition shade. So I'm just gonna, and like I said, this is my bad eye, so I have to fake a crease because it's all saggy and nasty. So I'm just gonna kind of flick this out so my eye looks a little more lifted. We're really going to stick to the light and then a dark, and then I'm going to use an even deeper color to make that really pretty like faded transition look. So after I lay down that color, I'm going to go back to my fluffy brush, and I do this with every step. After I lay down a color, I always go in and blend it with this brush because we don't want any harsh lines. That's just going to totally ruin your makeup. Take your time blending it out, making sure everything looks pretty and seamless. And then I'm going to take this brush. This is a new brush for me. I got this in my Ipsy bag, and it's kind of the same as the It Cosmetics brush, whereas it's more like synthetic and more stiff, and I really don't gravitate towards brushes like that for the crease. I don't know why I like these brushes. Maybe I just never gave them a fair chance, or maybe these brushes are just bomb. I don't know. This is the Elizabeth Mott blending brush, and I love this freaking brush. It is so good. So it looks like this. It's just a really nice dome shaped brush. What I'm going to do is take this color in the palette. It's a very, very warm, like this is like really warm, almost on the reddish side. And I'm just going to dip that in, Take off the excess. This color is so freaking intense. All of the shadows in this palette are really intense. They're just so like, you barely have to tap your brush in them and it will cover your entire brush. So in order to make your makeup not look messy, or it's really hard to blend out shadow when you lay down too much product, so you barely want to tap your brush in there, especially with this palette. So I just barely tapped it in there, and what I'm gonna do is put this right here in this crease, right in the very, very top of the crease where my eye kind of folds. So we're gonna very gently and carefully lay this down here. And this brush like does the work for you. Like, you honestly don't even have to make an effort. You can just gently lay it down. And once I lay down the first part, as you can see, it's kind of patchy looking. We're going to take that fluffy brush and blend it. I'm being kind of sloppy. I'm really not worried about this going onto my lid because we're going to lay down these shadows and that's going to help clean it up. So we can be a little sloppier with this part because we are going to clean it up when we lay down our lid colors. So take that brush again and blend it out. So this is how it should look once you get down all your browns. And then as you can see, it goes from light to medium to dark right at the very top crease of your eye. Okay, so I was cleaning out my makeup drawer the other day and I came across this eyeshadow. It's L'Oreal Infallible N.Y.C. It's like this really pretty turquoise color, if you can tell, and I actually only bought this because it was on clearance. I am not a colorful person. I really don't care for color. Like, I can go for like some pinks and purples. That's about as color as it's gonna get for me. This, y'all, is really colorful for me. I don't ever wear colors like this, but since we're going on into summer, I was feeling inspired, so I decided to play with it, and I actually really like the way it turned out. So this is what we're going to use on the lid. Well, we're going to do kind of like a halo thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this flat brush. It's a really flat, dense brush. I use this to pat color onto my lids. This is the G20 from Morphe. I like to take a little bit of this facial spray from Mario Badescu. This is kind of going to act as Fix Plus. I don't think it makes your shadows like as metallic-y as Fix Plus does. I use this for my face. This is just all I have right now, so I'm going to spray this on my brush just to dampen it. We're going to take this color and start on the on the inner part of the eyelid. That's my dog growling. The disrespect. Whenever you're ready, Charlie. He needs some attention. He needed some attention from Mama. We're gonna leave the center part bare because we're gonna put that gold. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of connect it up at the top. If you have a really intense eyeshadow and you really want that color to pop, this brush does such a good job of packing it on. I love this brush. I don't know what I was doing before this brush. Okay, now I'm just gonna flip my brush over to the other side that's clean. I'm gonna take this gold right here. It's like a really beautiful, it's like a really, really yellow gold. It is so freaking stunning. So I'm going to tap that in there with the other side of the brush. We're not fancy. We don't need two different brushes. And we're going to try to be a little gentle with this part because we need to blend these two together and make sure they look seamless. So tap this in the center. We don't want it to look really harsh. Like, see, right now it's just kind of sitting there. I just placed it. I didn't do any blending, and it looks like there's a line. You can see it, and it looks really, really shitty. So what we're gonna do is just gently tap around the sides. By blending this into the turquoise color, since we already have that color down, it's gonna help us blend a little more and kind of get rid of that harsh line. We're going to try to make it look as close to the other side as we can. We're going to lay down more turquoise to help blend it a little bit more because it still looks a little harsh to me. And we're going to make this look seamless. Like they just blend together into one beautiful unity. What I'm going to do is take my blending brush, of course, make sure that we don't have any harsh lines with the turquoise. And then since we blended with our fluffy brush, that's going to take away a little bit of the color. I'm just going to dip back into my turquoise again and just add a little bit where I lost some color. Just going to add a little bit of color just to intensify it. Okay, now I am going to do a wing, but I'm going to do it off camera because I need to be like, I need my mirror like here. Like it has to be right in my face or I'm going to have an ugly ass wing. So I'm going to do that and then I'll be right back. I feel like we really had to bring it with the wing since this is so colorful. Like an extra big wing was appropriate. You know, I initially really wasn't going for a huge wing. I was just kind of going for a cat eye. But it happened, obviously. I mean, it just happened. It was not in my control. And of course my wings are not even, but they're never even, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. Like I see some people on Instagram that I follow, their eyebrows and their wings are always perfect and they're always even. My eyebrows are never even and my wings are never even. Like one is always longer, one's always thicker. I'm not even gonna get into it. But anyway, so I just used my Inglot Gel Liner and I just used this brush. It's by Sonia Kashuk. I don't remember the name of it. I'm sure it's on here somewhere, but I don't want to lose focus. Sonia Kashuk number 27. This brush is so good. I actually got this because of Luster Luxe. She was raving about it, and of course I have to try like everything new. Like I can't just be happy with what I have. So I bought this, and it's so freaking good for gel liner. It like makes the wing for you. So yeah, I just use this brush and my gel liner. And then what I like to do, this is like really extra, I know. I just do this because I'm crazy. I like to take my N.Y.C liner that for whatever reason, it's not being sold in the US anymore. I'm going to have to like hunt this down on eBay or something because this is like the best liquid liner of all time. I just like to take this and I'll make like a little flick. After I get my lashes on and everything, I'll take this and try to cover up my lash glue, which it's totally unnecessary. I just do that because, you know, I'm annoying like that. So I took this. I already did it on this eye. I didn't do this eye yet because my lash isn't on. But I just took this and I went over my lash glue just because I want it really dark and really matte. And I just kind of like extended my wing because this has a nice thin tip and it's like really, really black and really matte. So if I just want my wing a little bit longer or a little like a little thinner at the top, I'll just take this brush and I'll go bloop and just kind of like extend it a teeny tiny bit. And I have a hard time doing that with gel liner. So I did that and then we're going to put on lashes. I'm back. Let's continue, shall we? For the lower lash line, I'm going to use the turquoise and the gold. We're just going to follow the same patterns. So I'm going to go back and forth with these two brushes. These are both by Morphe. The angled liner one is the B45, and then this little flat definer is the M5. So I'm going to take the M559. I'm going to dip it in the turquoise. We're just going to start by laying it down on the outer eye. Okay, and then I'm going to take the B45 and dip it in the gold, and we're going to put the gold right in this center part. Okay, so I'm going to take the brush that I use for the turquoise, and I'm just going to kind of blend these together just right here in the center. Okay, so I have my mascara on. We have the lower lash line done. The next thing we need to do is the inner corner. I'm going to take this from MAC. It's a pressed pigment called Flicker. It is so freaking pretty, y'all. It looks so good on your eyes. It's just so like sparkly. And I hate to say this, but I actually hate to use it in the video because I actually think it's discontinued. I got this a long time ago, like a really long time ago. I tried to look it up online the other day and I couldn't find it, so I'm pretty sure it's discontinued. And I'm so sorry, but this is just like so appropriate for this eye look for the inner corner just because it's so like pretty and sparkly. So I'm going to take this little brush. It's from Eco Tools. This is another one that I've had for like years and years and years. I'm actually pretty sure that I got this in a kit, but this is what I use to apply my inner corner just because it's so teeny and tiny and perfect and it really gets in there. Let's stick this little sucker in here, brighten us up. The last thing we need to do is lips, and since this is such a colorful look, I'm obviously just going to go with a nude, and that's really all I wear anyways, are nudes, because those are my favorite. And so I'm going to take the Wet n Wild liquid catsuit, and this is in the color Nudie Patootie. This is so freaking pretty. It's a liquid lipstick, and it's kind of like a more like taupey cool tone liquid lip. Oh my god, it's so pretty. It looks so good. I'm not the biggest fan of liquid lipsticks. I used to wear them all the time, and I don't know what happened. I just kind of got over my lips being like really dry and chapped all the time, so I kind of stopped using them for a minute. And actually, what I started doing instead was putting a liquid lip under a gloss. And I'm just more of a gloss girl. I'm really not a liquid lipstick kind of person. I go through my stages where I'm into them, and then I'm tired of them, and then I'm into them again. But the way I like to do a liquid lip is to put a gloss on top of it, and it helps your gloss stay on, because you know, lip gloss doesn't stay on that long. I mean, that's all there is to it. It's just, you know, one of those things where you can buy like $100 lip gloss and it's just not going to stay on that long, not the way a liquid lip does. And I'm more of a gloss girl. So what I like to do is I put down a liquid lip and then I put a gloss over it. And then that helps my lip color stay on all day. And like, it will seriously stay on all day. Like, I can eat and drink and it'll still be there at the end of the day. The gloss I'm going to use is like my favorite gloss of all time. No joke. It's the NYX Intense Butter Gloss in Cookie Butter. I use this like so much. I just bought this and I'm almost out of it. I need to pull out my backup. So I'm just going to put this on top. It's almost empty. I'm like scraping out the sides. I can't even get anything off the brush. That's it. I'm actually very pleasantly surprised the way this turned out. This, I'm happy. I'm happy with the way it looks. It doesn't look, it's not too shabby. I think this would be a really pretty, especially with the summer months coming up. I mean, we're only in the beginning of May, so this would be a really pretty, like, summer party kind of look just because of like the bright colors. So yeah, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And of course, everything will be listed, the products that I use below. And thank you so much for watching.